Hey guys, Rinji here. Once again bring you the worst out of the VTuber community. And don't you just love when two groups interact with one another? There's always some kind of crossover with VTubers. As VTubers are, you know, your next popular thing, even though they've been the next popular thing for several years now. But there's always going to be these weird crossovers that result in all kinds of pointless drama. And today we have one of those again. The FGC once again interacting with VTubers and the Lolicon community this time around too. Let's take a look what this is about. Everyone in Melty Blood chat right now. Go to jail. And what is this about? Oh, this is pretty much about Loli appearing on screen during a fighting game stream of Melty Blood. So, what's the problem here? Oh, well, these people have a problem with it. You know, a game that stems from a visual novel that has lolly fucking in it, has people attaching themselves to it and having problem with lollies as well. Can we like erase these people? Y'all can't like these characters, but just like don't be weird about it. I think we demonstrated pretty clearly that as a community we tolerate and welcome this behavior. It doesn't help that we tend to close ranks and get defensive when we criticize from the outside, unfortunately. Always. I still remember the time when Miyako appeared once on Melty Turnay's stream and like 40 people said Kani. It's pretty based actually. I actually just turned the stream off. I just wanted to go watch that shit. I'm definitely happy that when looking back at my CV footage, there wasn't much of that in the comments when I was playing Dan. That's just creepy and gross. To me, it's super annoying how then we're represented by these animals. Like most of the people that are vocal about the game hate that behavior. People, you really need to know where the fuck you are. Like all of these people attaching themselves to Typemon properties and then they're outraged that they're Lolicons within that community. You know, FGO has plenty of lollies. Even Type Lumina nowadays has one that's on the very loot side, and then they wonder why these games have a Lolicon audience and they get offended by it. It's fucking fantastic. What's the problem? And here I would like to shout out my mutual on Twitter, Lunar. Keep doing your thing, brother. Keep scoring high in those brackets. Keep placing high in those tournaments. Make sure you make these people see just by existing and doing well at the game that you like. Just more people are unable to differentiate fiction from reality, I imagine. So no problem, really. Bruh, we're just asking you not to talk about how you want to perform sexual acts on fictional characters in a public scene. That's weird both offline and online. Good lord, help these people wanting to have fun within their own fucking environments, man. In the first place, you're not asking me not to talk about the sexual acts I want to perform on fictional characters, since that's not something I was doing. But we're keeping it real. That's kind of a culture of anime fighting games / players anyway. I can't go a day without seeing how much someone wants to fuck Bridget or how big Bacon's boobs are or whatever. It's the usual. If someone doesn't like that, completely fine, well within their rights, but expressions like we need to erase these people when almost everyone has will or continues to publicly express their desire for fictional characters is pretty short-sighted and violent. Let's not create double standards simply because these animal girls can't ride the roller coaster. I don't like people talking about that for any character, to be honest. Not to gotcha you or anything, but you're aware that you act in a very similar way about love, right? In public spaces and on the TL. I don't care if you do. More power to you. But you shouldn't encourage harassment and hosting because it's not first of a character you like. Yeah, but firsting over anime boys somehow isn't the same as firsting over anime girls and it's perfectly acceptable. That's what we would identify as the double standard. And you're right, in a certain regard. If I mentioned that I won't do anything sexual with, then I'd be a hypocrite. I'd recall saying anything of the sort, and the closest I get would be love hot or the image of being princess carried. Oh, oh, you kind of just explained what the double standard is by your own behavior. So I guess saying love hot is not as sexual as all of these things, and you're perfectly fine doing that yourself, right? God damn, these people are a lost cause. That's something can be easy overlooked when discussing horny posting with anime characters. Why does Blobhot not warrant any community backlash or Ijuana tweets? Ooh, Len does. Make it make sense. Either ostracize nobody or ostracize everybody. This is from the same guy who found it amusing when JP players spammed per whenever, which is pero by the way, sounds of licking something. Japanese onomatopoeia. Whenever they saw Platinum from BB on his own stream, from where I would keep it quiet before someone digs into the archives and call you out on your own hypocrisy. Just saying. Check the FGC, become loli, and there's uo and correction posting, which is always nice to see in these chats. Makes the FGC sieve every single time. Please don't be weird about this video game. The video game. Of course, that Apostle Noel highly sexualized loli in the newest Type Moon fighting game. So, you know, once again, you're in this kind of community, you should expect it. Because the game does it itself. It panders heavily and could have pandered even harder, as FGO does from time to time. Imagine wanting better for your scene and asking people not to be weird in public settings. If I had a nickel for every post I saw on Twitter on Twitch about Biken's breasts or Bridget's spats, I'd be tweeting this from my yacht. Why can't the colonizers just admit that they hate Japan and move on? Some of the shit is annoying, I agree, but the impartial in your judgment. Find a fun, dynamic, exciting fighting game. It's made by Japanese people every damn time. Yeah, that seems kind of xenophobic and racist. And to end this video on, let's have this message that is very apt to the current situation. The game entirely starring little girls sold at 18+ dojing events by the guy who attended said events was stolen from me by weirds 10 years before I discovered it. While Typhoon isn't all lolis, of course, it has very, very popular loli characters that are beloved within the Typhoon community. Of course, certain individuals will want you to think otherwise, that you know, you are the odd man out. But you know, go enjoy your lolis in this environment, because the games, the properties pander to it completely, and don't feel bad about it, because these people will never understand what you like and why you like it. Just ignore them, or in other cases, just point and laugh. That's the best thing to go. So without further ado, that's everything, and I hope to see you on the next one.